Alright, so today on the channel we're going to take a look at Copperhead from the Cobra faction of G.I. Joe Classified. Interesting thing about this figure, I always thought it was one figure. Is he a troop? Are Copperheads just troops? I don't know. I had the water moccasin as a kid, and that's the only way you could get this figure. If you bought the water moccasin, which was one of my favorite vehicles. But I thought that he was just a single character. Apparently, maybe not. So anyways, yeah, we're going to take a look at Copperhead real quick. He definitely was one of my favorite characters. So, and growing up a little bit in Florida, I remember, thinking his water moccasin was really cool, because I would see some of those boats out there. So anyways, taking a look at the packaging, you've got a little, draw up here of him, like a comic book art style, digital rendering, what accessories he comes with, Cobra Copperhead down here at the bottom. On the side, number 72 in the line with some QR stuff and some specialty stuff that he's got there. Once again on the back, no write-up, but again, a digital rendering with some close-up shots of his tattoos and gun pack. So, and another close-up there of him in kind of like a comic book action pose there. So that's what you get with the box. Again, I prefer the plastic one, but I mean, if you're gonna just do all cardboard packaging, I guess this isn't a bad way to go. But it's not okay. I want to see what I'm buying, because I've been the victim several times of people switching out junk in here. So anyways, that's the box. The figure itself, feeling it, it feels a little gummy. And it's one of the gummier ones, I think, but I don't hate it as much as some of the other ones. We've recently had a few other ones like the Bat and Torpedo that weren't as gummy. I don't know what the heck is, if there's a different manufacturing plant doing things, if somebody's just not paying attention to the plastics that they're using. But it's not only that, is it gummy, but then the joints are stuck. So I had to use a hairdryer to blow, these joints here to get them moving, and this joint down here, this bottom joint, not this top one. This top one was actually pretty loose. His legs were pretty loose up at the top here, so that's fine. But anyways, that was not okay. He's got some really great detail and texturing and sculpting there. He's got some on the bullets. He's got some, silver there. He's got some silver on the gun, light green, almost a neon green, and a darker green there, overlays. He's got his weapon here, which is kind of loose. That's the other thing that I didn't like too much, is that these things keep falling off. I'm gonna have to super glue them. I didn't super glue them for the review because I wanted you to see, they just slide around everywhere. They're just a mess. So I'm gonna have to super glue those in place. I'm just not gonna mess around with them. But I would say the detail, the sculpting, the way it looks, his head sculpting, it looks great. It looks really good. You can see his face right there. It looks good. Good figure. The sculpting is good. There are a couple of things that I don't like. This is too loose. They should have just sculpted this into the arm. This is really loose. We'll have to figure out a way to. I don't mind this one being as loose, because you can always tacky that in, use some tacky stuff right here to keep it in place. But these are almost impossible to keep in place unless you super glue them, and I'd rather not do that. So anyways, good splashes of color, good sculpting on them. We got some sculpting here, some texturing. I like them. Good looking figure. I don't like how gummy he is, but again, I don't know. So gummy, great sculpting, looks really good. So you guys figure that out. I don't like that. Let's take a look at the articulation real quick for this guy. I'm gonna pop this off, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm gonna pop this off because that falls pretty easy, and there's another problem with it, but we'll get to that in a minute. His head goes up that high. Let's see, that high there. Goes down that low. So looks down, looks up. He's got pretty good articulation there. I would say it's pretty good. Turn to the right, turn to the left, goes all around, and he does have a separate neck joint there. So it's interesting trying to move these guys back. There we go. So anyways, yeah, that's, I mean, he can look pretty good there. So no problems with this head. He can do that. He can do that, you know, more so than most figures, because, you know, you do the dog look more so than most because he's got two separate joints there, but that's fine. It's a little loose, but I don't mind that. You can always fix that with some tacky stuff. That's not a problem. I don't mind fixing loose with tacky stuff all day. He can immediately do a T-pose, which is one of the things that's sometimes endemic with these G.I. Joes. They just can't do a T-pose. Like, I had to fix the Arctic Bat, but this guy can strike it immediately. No issues there with his shoulder. Very easy to pose. He's got a bicep cut, which is very well done. He also has pinless, double jointed, very tight. Oh, so tight. Move up, move up. Very tight, pinless, jointed elbows. And like I said, this, oh, so tight right there. And I haven't hit it with any oil. I might have to hit it with some oil there. And he does have the hinges that go, wait, is that, no, that's an up and down. So it goes down, it goes up. Very cool tattoo there. Very nice. I'm digging that. That's a pretty cool tattoo. So that's what you have at his arm. And he turns, you know, his hand goes all the way around. He's got a wrist articulation there. So what about crunch, right? Let's take a look at the crunch. As always, G.I. Joes have some really great crunch right there. So perfect. No cut at the torso. Inverted cut here. He's got a, yes, he has, ooh, I don't like that. I don't know if it's stuck or not. If I keep twisting it, is it going to come right off? I don't know. It just feels real tight. It feels like it's giving, but again, anyways, he's got a cut there at the waist. It feels really tight, but anyways, so it's fine there. Can turn that much. I mean, he can go to the side that much and go to the side that much. So that's fine. Feels like it is giving, but oh, it doesn't feel great. Again, drop down hips, thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees. If I can get them, that very tough there. So double jointed, pinless knees. And he does have a boot cut there, very well hidden. And he does have ankle pivot with stand hole right there. Go down that far, go up that far. So good figure, except for a couple of things, right? So as you can see, this is what I hate about Hasbro doing this. Hasbro, if you're watching this, stop with this BS. So figure out another way what to do with these. Because I'm, you know, tell you the truth, this is not nitpicky. You did this with the Indiana Jones series, and now you're doing it with G.I. Joe, and it's a gosh darn mess. I really hate these little tabby things because they do not hold. They don't hold for doo-doo. Just not okay. And then the same thing goes for this. I'm afraid to even touch that because after about 20 minutes, I finally got it tabbed in there. I had to make the hole a little bigger to get it in. It's just a mess. I'm going to probably end up just cutting this off because it looks, number one, if it were to actually hold, it'd be fantastic. I'm going to have to open it up for this. And it's not going to go back. I'm not going to take 20 minutes to put this thing back in there so it'll hold. I'm just not going to do that, Hasbro. It's just too much. I'm just going to leave that off and cut it right off because you can't execute this properly. You just can't. So stop doing it. If you can't execute it properly, just don't do it. Anyway, so this is his little backpack there for his weapon. Now it's open, never going to go back on again. And this is his weapon. I like the weapon. It's a little bit, bent there, but I mean, I like it. It's a nice weapon. It looks cool, and that's what we really, looking after, right? I want to see how cool it is. Realistic, cool sometimes, but Cobra, I'm looking for some nostalgic. Now let's see how hard it is to get this on. Let's see. So it should be able to just tab right in there, right? Tab right in. So it should be able to just tab right in there. No. Then I've just cut that off. And this, we should be able to just tab right in there, right? Tab right in there. There we go. Let's see if we can just tab that right in there. Let's see. There we go. Tab it in there. Well, this one's a little better, but look, you can already tell it's going to pop off. Any movement there is going to pop it off. And we got to pop it off anyways to show you the gun. So here, that's his little weapon there that he has. I like it. Nice, cool little weapon. Now let's see. Let's try to pop it. Let's try to tab it back on. Hopefully it doesn't pop off. If you guys saw, I was just, moving the figure around regularly and it popped off again. I hate these tabs, boy. I'd rather not even have them. I'd rather not even have them. Hopefully it stays. I like that he has this little thing right here, but it doesn't have a gun for it or anything. It's interesting. I wonder if it was supposed to have a gun or they just said, no, we're not putting something on there. I like the little harness. Very cool. I like the little emblem there. Let's take out his, I love the way this machete looks. It's just banana looking. I don't know. I like it. A cool machete, cool holster for him. I'm definitely digging that. So put that back in there for him. Yeah, that's the figure. Let's do some size comparisons with him to see where he stands to next to some of the other Joes. I think out of all the figures, here we go. It's down again. It's coming off his thing again. I think of all the figures of late that I've reviewed, not to say that I don't like the figure. I do like this figure, but I think it's been the most hassly, if that's even a word. It's the one that I've had the most hassle with lately. Come on now. We got to stand you up so that you can be compared in size there. Why is one leg higher than the other? What's going on with you? Oh, that's why maybe. One fully extended. There we go. Look straight up. All right. There we go. All right. Let's get another Joe in there. Size compare. Let's get Destro right next to him. Destro's a little taller than he is, just a little bit. So that's what he looks like standing next to Destro. Very good. Let's get, my old friend Daredevil standing next to him. It's my favorite. These are my favorites. So he looks like standing next to a Marvel Legend. Looks like he's taller than Daredevil. So there we go. Let's see, who else can we stand there? Let's stand our an Action Force guy next to him. Desert Trooper, fully geared up Desert Trooper next to him. Well, the Desert Trooper's got that hat on, so of course he's going to be taller. So got that helmet on. So that's what he looks like next to your Desert Trooper from Action Force. Pretty, almost kind of the same height. So that's pretty cool. Scales very well. All right, let's take a look at our old friend, Stormtrooper. Definitely taller than the Stormtrooper. Always taller than the Stormtrooper. My boy, Luke Skywalker. And he's not. I don't know. He's just a regular Stormtrooper, but I don't know why they made him so tiny. So anyways, that's what we have there. Let's quantify. Let's get a quantified measurement with the ruler, and then you guys can figure it out for yourselves if you want. So to me, he looks to be about right at 6.5, like almost perfectly right at 6.5. So these guys are taller than usual. Why are all these Joes making me? I'm almost, what am I, like 5'11"? All these guys are like 6 foot something. Jeez, tall guys. But anyways, that's what we have for this figure. Nitpicky stuff. Not really nitpicky. This is a problem. I really don't like these going up and down. I really despise the bleepity bleep out of these freaking tab things. Just stop with the tabs if you can't do them right, Hasbro. I'd rather not even have them. They're not necessary. I'm gonna have to cut this off and maybe paint the top part of that so it doesn't look white where I tore that off. It's not necessary if you can't execute the tabs, which you cannot. Hasbro, you can't execute these damn tabs. Stop with them. Stop with the tabs. Stop trying to be fancy with the tabs. You can't do it right. So ultimately, that just little goofy stuff like that, where if you can't execute a thing properly, don't do it. Just don't. It's not necessary. You don't need these. But ultimately, to tell you what though, guys, it's a good figure. I do like it. I like the colors. I like nitpicky stuff like these things falling off. I get some super glue with that, some tacky stuff to hold this down. And I'm just going to cut those little little things, tabs off. So ultimately, I'm going to say a 4 out of 5 for this figure. And it could have been even higher if number one, it wasn't so gummy. It feels a little gummy. And then it had all these little, little ticky-tack problems that add up to a bigger problem, right? This, gummy, and this tab over here. They just add up to just take away a whole point from them. Would I recommend you go get them? Yes, but understand that he comes with a few things that you're going to have to correct or fix. So, yeah, I'm happy with my purchase. I just wish Hasbro would execute better. So, what do you guys think? Was I fair to the figure? Are you going to go pick them up? Are you going to go fix his tabs? Do you have any hints and tips for everybody else on the video? To leave it in the comments below, and kind of inform us, because I like to give out tips and tricks when I find some things to correct on these figures. So, anyways, as always, guys, please subscribe, please like if you're so inclined, and as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling them out.